Greetings, Captains. My name's Weggie Smurf, and this time I'd like to talk a little about naval history, specifically the Grosser Kurfurst and how that ship got its name. But first, I'm thrilled we have a new sponsor, Grosser Insurance. Let's get started.
Me and me crew, we be using and recommending Grosser Insurance.
We might have to pull a tactical Grosser.
It couldn't be more simple. Sometimes you just run into stuff, like a big-assed island.
We're gonna pull it again!
She just slips up on you, and there she blows. You know what I mean, yes, scallywags. It'll be Grosser Insurance for those times when she just won't polish out. So let the crew at Pegleg Grosser take care of what ails ye. Low rates and profitable terms.
Fletcher, this is bad. This is real bad. It's real bad, everyone.
It's a tactical Grosser you'll not be regretting.
Thanks again to Grosser Insurance. The Grosser Kurfurst was the second in a 4-ship line for the König class of German battleships, and it was built before World War I and actually participated in a lot of battles, including the Battle of Jutland in 1916. The ship saw a lot of action. But today we're here to talk about how the Grosser Kurfurst got its name. And it may not quite be what you expected. You see, prior to World War I, Germany was very interested in creating goodwill with the United States. They were concerned that the Americans would want to enter the war on Great Britain's side, and in fact that's exactly what happened in the end. So the German High Command decided to create some goodwill by naming one of their great battleships after a young German American. And so the search was on, and there are a lot of Germans who live in America. Places like Germantown, the gateway to Washington County, and Germantown, Tennessee. It's a suburb of Chattanooga. I'm sure you've heard of the Chattanooga Choo Choo. Well, as a gesture of goodwill, it was decided that a young schoolboy named Grosser Kurfurst, who lived in Chattanooga, would be the namesake of the new ship. And he was nominated by a retired German captain from the Imperial Navy. Now, guys, it sounds good, but this was a real mistake. You see, Grosser Kurfurst's real name was Jimmy Kurfurst, and they called him Grosser because little dude was grosser than Sarah. And Sarah was pretty bad. You see, Sarah had untreated flatulence, and it was rank. I'm here to tell you, but there was a difference between Sarah and Jimmy. You see, Sarah could take a pill for her problem. Jimmy Kurfurst is just gross, okay? I mean, little dude liked to go mining for gold, if you know what I mean, and he was in the salt mines daily. He was out there looking for whatever prize, and I'm sure he later on became a CV commander in World of Warships. I mean, this little dude was grosser than Sarah. Now, the German High Command, these guys are not dumb, right? And it didn't take them long to figure out what the real story behind Grosser Kurfurst was. And they had a problem. You see, the problem's name was Kaiser Wilhelm II, and something had to be done fast. And the Admiralty met late into the night, and so the decision was taken. Frederick William, the Elector of Brandenburg, who also, by the way, was called Grosser Kurfurst, and he would be the Grosser Kurfurst this ship was always named after. And that was it. That was it. And for the launching of the Grosser Kurfurst, the young Angela Merkel was on hand and smashed the champagne bottle across the bow of the ship, and the Grosser Kurfurst was launched. Little Jimmy Kurfurst in Tennessee was never any the wiser. And now you know the absolute truth. The next time you're in game chat, I recommend you tell all the guys in chat how your ship got its name. They will be so impressed. Let me ask you a quick question. Have any of you noticed that the World of Warships online store isn't there anymore? You go and the page is just missing. Now the World of Tanks store is still in place. If any of you have an idea of what happened, why don't you let us know in the comments? I'm just kind of curious, because as far as I know, you can't buy a World of Warships hoodie or sweatshirt anymore. I wanted to finish up today's video by telling you about the difference between how Russians and Americans live, specifically their homes. How are Russian homes different from American homes? Well, first of all, most Russians live in high-rise apartment buildings called domes, and this is common even in small towns. In the middle of town, you'll have these 12 or 15-story buildings that are apartment blocks. In the US, of course, really people only live in these large apartment buildings if they live in the center of a big city. But the differences go on from the domes. In fact, it starts right at the front door. You see, most Russian front doors are heavy steel, and on the back side of the steel, some decorative vinyl and perhaps an inch of insulation, which I guess makes perfect sense. The kitchen in the average Russian home is completely different. You see, the laundry machine is put in the kitchen. You go into the kitchen to do your laundry. And by the way, in the average home in North America, the laundry is in a separate closet, usually in the hallway near the bedrooms. In a larger home, it may be a utility closet, which is the size of a small walk-in closet. And this, in fact, holds true in Canada, the US. In Europe, it's more like in Russia. This is all done in the kitchen. The bathroom is another area that's different. You see, in Russia, the toilet and the bathroom are two separate rooms. So the toilet is in a room bigger than a closet, another walk-in closet-sized room, and you take your shower in the bathroom, which is a separate room and only a little bit bigger than the room the toilet's in. Now, when you buy a new apartment in Russia, it's normally just a cement floor and brick walls. That's it. When you buy a new apartment in the US, it's finished. You hang your drapes up and you move in. In Russia, you actually have to build your home. And that's pretty typical in that country. It's kind of interesting. I hope you get the chance to go visit Russia and maybe get to St. Petersburg and the World of Warships headquarters. Guys, that's going to do it for this. If you like this video, click like, and please do subscribe if you find all of this interesting. My name is Weggie Smurf, and I would invite you to visit our website, www.worldofwarshipsgameplay.com. That's going to do it for me. I'll see you again soon. Bye-bye.